In physics, there are a lot of formulas that we need to use to calculate what is needed to be calculated, and they are already given. But do we understand the lesson itself? Join us as we travel the world of physics. This is Back to the Basics, and today we are going to talk about projectile motion. Imagine pandemic is over. You and your friends are enjoying in the park, but then there's a naughty boy who plays his ball risky. Maybe it is your bad day, but for Galileo, it's not, as Galileo was the first person who ever accurately described projectile motion. He was the one who first broke down motion into its separate horizontal and vertical components. Let's make our bad day an example of our lesson for today. If we are talking about projectile motion, we are talking about the movement of an object that is being projected. And the object that is being projected is what we call the projectile. If we are going to mark and follow the path of the movement of the projectile, this is what we call the trajectory. And that trajectory can be represented as a parabola. Projectile motion is a movement wherein it involves horizontal and vertical motion working independently. If we talk about horizontal motion, it is a motion that is moving horizontally. It is either left or right. If we talk about vertical motion, it is a motion that is moving vertically. It is either up or down. For example, when the boy threw the ball in the air, horizontal and vertical motion occurs. The horizontal motion in this motion is constant. Therefore, it is not accelerating. As you can see, when an object is projected upward, it goes against gravity, so the velocity begins to accelerate. Once the projectile reaches maximum height, it begins to accelerate downwards. Therefore, velocity is zero at maximum height. Here, we can prove that vertical motion is accelerating, and vertical motion determines the amount of time that the projectile is traveling in the air, and horizontal motion determines the distance traveled of a projectile called the range. There are a lot of examples that involve projectile motion, as it is all about a projectile that is being cast, fired, or thrown, such as a man diving, a cannon, and a bullet. For better understanding about the two motions in projectile motion, let's take a look. Note, we are going to neglect air resistance. This is the end for the basics of projectile motion. Thank you and goodbye.